All right, so we're going to talk about decimals, and this is going to kind of be like what happened with fractions. We're going to start kind of reviewing what we've already done, and then it will get harder. Like we're going from the grade school stuff we did in the summer, and now we're going to get into the harder stuff. So this first section will be very quick. A base 10 number system, that's what we live in. We live in base 10, so one whole, it shows you. 1/10, they're showing you as a tenth of it, 1/100th. And then 1/1000th, we could keep going, okay? So a decimal is a number written with base 10 value. The decimal separates the whole number from part that is less than 1, okay? So if I wrote this in standard form, I would just write 1.83. If I write it in expanded form, I would say 1 plus 0.8 plus 0.03. That's what expanded form does. So you're expanding each piece out. Word form would be 1 and 83/100ths. So when it's a decimal, you're going to put this hundredths on it. And again, I think that this is review from the grade school. So I probably am not going to make you do a zillion of these. Okay, so the first one here, it says 16 and 5/10. So that would be 16 and 5/10 would be 1 decimal place. Okay, 3 and 61/100ths. So it's going to end here. 80 and 2/10. So 0.2. 147 and 6/1000ths. So your thousandths place, here's the tenths, here's the hundredths, here's the thousandth. So I would like you to do these 4. Pause the video and do those 4. Um, 78/100ths. So that is going to be 0.78. 4 and 7/1000ths. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths. 25 10/1000ths. That's crazy. This one you maybe had trouble with. So if it's the 10,000ths, I'm just going to go like this. That's tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. And it's 25 10,000ths. So that's there. So then you're going to have 2 zeros. That one's a doozy. Okay, the next one is 73 and 19/100ths. So here's tenths, here's hundredths, and it's 19. Okay, the next part wants you to use words. So this first one would be 5 and 9/10ths. The second one would be 4/100ths. Okay, I would like you to pause the video and do 11 and 12. This is 17 and 28/100ths. And then this one is 3. And if I look at this, and this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So I'm going to say 61/1000ths. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do some comparing. And so if we look at this, the place value can be used to compare decimals lining up numbers. So insert zeros there, and the numbers have the same. So if you look at this, this is obviously bigger because that's 17 cents and like 9 cents. It's definitely bigger. Okay, on this one, the 2, if I look at the tenths place, the 2 is bigger, so that's bigger. Okay, here I'm going to look at the tenths place first, and the 7 is bigger. So I would like you to pause the video and do 15 and 16. Okay, so the 1 is the same, and then I'm going to go to the hundredths, and the 8 is bigger. Okay, 38 is the same, 0 is the same, and then this is a 0, this is a 3, 3 is bigger. Okay, from least to greatest, sometimes you can get lucky. And if you just look at the tenths place, like on this one, it gives you the answer. The smallest is 0.008 because 0's the smallest, 0.15 and 0.701. Okay. All right. And then if I order it from greatest to least, so I'm going to jump down and do this one. So I do tenths, tenths, tenths. They're all zeros. So now I'm going to go to hundredths, hundredths, hundredths. The greatest is 9, 7.09, and then 7.07, and then 7.04. So I would like you to pause the video, and I would like you to do these three. Oh, Buster's up from his nap. All right, so on 18, I want you to go from least to greatest. So I'm going to look at the tenths place. Okay, so that I do know that 2.48 is the biggest. So now I'm going to look at the hundredths place, and 3 is bigger, so that means 2.009 is the smallest, and 2.0302 is the medium one. Okay, same thing on 20. I'm going to look at the tenths place. Okay, and I'm doing greatest to smallest. Well, I now know 1.01 is the smallest because this is 0. And so now I'm going to compare these, and that has a 1. So 1.11 is the biggest, and 1.101 is the smallest. Okay, Blake ran the 50-yard dash in 10.012 seconds. If the school record was 10.09, did he beat the school record? So 10.0, the O's match. 1, he ran a 1, he ran a 0, so the school record is faster. So no, he didn't. Was too slow. Okay. All right, so now it says round each number to the point. So what I do to round a number, look at the digit to the right of the decimal value. If it's 5 or higher, we round up. If it's less than 5, we round down. So I want tenths. The number is here, so my answer is 0.2. This is something that I'm probably going to be a stickler with you on, just because I teach like juniors and seniors. I teach the old kids, and when we do this stuff, we're doing like this decimal can really mess up a problem, like a chemistry lab. Like it could be the difference between like making a mixture that blows up. Like you got to know how to round, and some kids can't do this, and it drives me crazy. You just look at the number next to it. So hundredths is right here, and if I look, 3 is small, so I'm going to keep it. All right, so I would like you to pause, and I would like you to work these ones. Okay, so I'm going on 24, tenths, hundredths, thousandths is a 2. If I look to the number next to it, it's a 6. So that's 58.903. Tenths, that would just be 9. And I'm okay if you put 9.0 since it said tenths. Hundredths is right here, so that rounds up. 29 would round up to 30. 10 thousandths, so tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. Look to the one next to it is a 5. And so you get 16.2834. No, 3. Jeez. Atomic weight of iron is 55.845. What is the atomic rate to the nearest hundredth? Because that's when you get into chemistry, that's how they're going to write it, 2 decimal places. So that's 55.85. Okay, so there is an assignment that goes with this that I think you should be able to do quickly.